just starting to fill in here in Ocala. They're anticipating the arrival of vice presidential candidate Joe Biden.
White House officials say the proof is in the numbers. More than 600 jobs were lost last month, and American workers need a solution. Post-election day, some Gainesville residents are running for their guns. City officials are also concerned that excessive parking during an emergency situation could keep residents from getting out in time. It's a very wintry scene around the Great Lakes, snow and freezing as far west as Kansas. Despite this stereotype, male cheerleaders at the University of Florida have a lot of endurance and the best seat in the house.
Another highlight was the chance to meet Grady, the police dog today, who put on quite a show for 5th graders.
He's a convict turned University of Florida student.
I didn't know if I was ever going to be back in school.
With a 3.0 GPA and just 24 credits to go, Itai Bengal was arrested on a felony drug charge that landed him 2.5 years behind bars. At 25 years old, he's back to turn a new page. But he's not always welcome.
Some people don't understand it, and they hear prison and they think, oh my God, he's a rapist or a murderer or whatever, and like they'll turn around and go the other way as fast as they can.
But friends before and after, they aren't running anywhere.
Itai definitely breaks all those criminal stereotypes.
It's the same old Itai. It's the same guy. That's who it is.
Itai may be the same good old spirit, but one thing is different.
Right now I've got basically straight A's going right now, which is unbelievable for me because I've never had it in my life.
Itai no longer dreads waking up for class or taking tests, and there's something else he doesn't have to worry about.
I don't have time to sit there and even thinking about selling drugs or doing stupid things.
Since his release, he's grown to appreciate the simple things.
I love the sound of that bell.
Amanda Hall, WUFT News.
That's right, Alexandra. I visited 2 local gun shops that were packed last week in response to some comments by President-elect Barack Obama. His plan to reinstate the assault weapons ban during the first 100 days of his presidency really has some people panicked.
The morning after the election, Jack Pickett says a crowd of people surrounded his store, waiting to buy their AR-15s, which could be banned as assault weapons.
I mean, all 3 of these racks here used to be nothing but AR-15s, different configurations of AR-15s, and it's not that way now.
The weapon's price tag has jumped nearly $200, putting it just shy of $1,000. So why does anyone need this kind of firepower? Pickett says, why does anyone need a sports car?
I've owned assault weapons, pretty much my entire adult life. I've never shot anyone.
Pickett's customers are on a 16-week waiting list and worried the new administration may be quick to push gun control.
And that's one thing I'm very, very enthusiastically protest is anybody messing with my constitutional rights.
Butch Ford has seen a hike in gun sales over the last week, too. Butch is known for exercising his First Amendment right to support the right to bear arms.
Actually, I was thinking about putting up a new sign that says, I was right, the Democrats are here, buy your guns today.
The economy dominated the presidential campaign, but the issue of gun control surfaced a couple times. Obama was forced to retrench when the D.C. ban on handguns, which he supported as a way to fight crime in urban areas, was declared unconstitutional. And one of his few campaign missteps was a remark that small-town Americans cling to guns and religion out of bitterness. Gun enthusiasts say it's only a matter of time before the new Washington draws a new line on regulating guns. Amanda Hall, WUFT News.
Any Gator fan can easily spot Tim Tebow eluding defenders in the swamp, but you may have a hard time spotting Kyle Hart in the sea of orange and blue. He's one of the loudest voices manning the sidelines of Florida Field. But coming off of varsity football and baseball careers in high school, Kyle says he was hesitant to pick up the megaphone.
I actually almost hated cheerleaders. The opinion I got from them from my school was they were rude, very feminine, kind of prissy.
Many University of Florida students agree with Kyle's initial reaction to male cheerleaders, if they've taken time to notice them at all.
In high school, it was only female, so I never really thought about male cheerleaders. well, if these guys are so manly or masculine, why aren't they out playing football instead of standing on the sidelines?
Kyle's dad played center linebacker for SEC rival Auburn. So when Kyle broke the news he wouldn't be lacing up his pads in college, his dad had some reservations.
So I gave him the call and said, Dad, I got something to tell you. I'm a male cheerleader. And there's probably about a minute and a half of silence at first.
So what swayed Kyle to give the cheerleading team a try? He says it was the first time he threw a girl in the air. Kyle said his dad eventually came around after he finally got to see him in action.
By the end of the game, he walked down and he said, Son, I've never been so proud of you. That was awesome.
Despite this stereotype, male cheerleaders at the University of Florida have a lot of endurance and the best seat in the house. For ABC News on Campus, I'm Amanda Hall reporting from the swamp. Authorities say a wildfire in the Ocala National Forest is about 85% contained. Thanks, Nadia. So, Josh, if the Thriller musical makes it to Broadway, top picks for songs to include?
I'd have to say probably Beat It or Billie Jean or maybe Smooth Criminal, some of my favorite Michael Jackson songs.
Good choices.
Yeah, it'd be quite a musical, I think. So that's a great music video, Thriller with the zombies
and
the
dancing.
The dancing, yeah, I knew you were going to do it.
And Democrats say any blame for abuse of the Wall Street bailout belongs with the Bush administration that started the program without banning bonuses. After another freezing morning in the heart of Florida, what's next? Chief forecaster Alexandra Hill joins us now from the WUFT Weather Center. Alex, I hear we may finally break that record low tonight.